Hey YouTube, welcome back to Lip and Lunkers Fishing for another tackle tip. It's Wednesday evening, sitting here in my house and was trying to decide what tackle tip I wanted to do this week. There's so many, sometimes I have trouble making that decision. So tonight I've decided I need to make a leader for my catfish rod anyway, so why not show the Carolina rig? It's the most common rig that I use when I go catfishing, especially when I'm fishing on the bottom. Seems to do pretty good for me. So we'll start off by talking about the necessary items that you need to tie the Carolina rig. Alright, so first off, you're going to need your line. Whatever line you like to use. For my leader tonight, I am choosing 25-pound test Berkley Trilene Big Game monofilament. I've got two pieces of line cut out here because I'm going to use one to simulate having the main line. So you're going to need a piece of line anywhere from 12 to 24, 30 inches long, however long you want your leader to be. This one is about 24, 25 inches. A couple of beads, a barrel swivel. See if you can see that in my hand there. A little barrel swivel. A hook. And a weight. So I chose a 2-ounce weight and a 6/0 circle hook because, like I said, I'm tying this for my catfish rod. So we'll start off by tying a snell knot or a knotless knot to my hook. So when we do that, we're going to pass it through the eyelet here on the top, bring it down to about where the hook curves in, and then wrap around the hook shank about 6 or 7 times, and take the other end of it and pass it back through the eye of the hook and just cinch it down nice and tight. This knot, people, will not slip. Then there's your snell knot. Usually what I like to do is I like to put one bead down on top of my hook. You don't have to. It's not necessarily part of the Carolina rig. But for me, I like to add just a little bit of color down there by the hook and the bait. From there, to finish out your leader, you need a swivel. And to attach the swivel to the leader line, I like to use a polymer knot. So just pass that through there, make my loop. Pass the swivel through the loop, pull the loop up on top, and just cinch everything down. And then I'll cut off my tag end. And then when I'm attaching my leader to my main line, I will use the same knot. I will use the polymer knot for that. Let's say this is your main line and you want to get it, you want to get it ready before you tie it to the swivel. So pass your sinker, pass the line through your sinker, and then I like to use 2 beads just simply because it has less friction when that weight slides up and down your line. Less friction for it to for the weight to come down and slam into that knot and cause that knot to fray. These plastic beads act as a great buffer. So you just slide a couple beads on there, and then I'll use a polymer knot again, because you can pass this whole rig through that polymer loop. Just get you a little bit there, make your loop, pass it through, and then just feed everything through that loop. Get your loop up on top of the eyelet, cinch everything down. Once you got everything cinched down nice and tight, cut off your tag end, and then on the end of your main line, up to your swivel should look like that. And you just keep right on going, and then you got your hook down here, and your bead on top of your hook for a little extra color, a little pizzazz down by your bait. So then right there is your whole Carolina rig. Like I said, I've had a lot of success with that rig over just about any other rig that I've ever used. There's another rig that you can use that incorporates a lot of the Carolina rig, and it's called a float rig. It's where you just tie a float in between the swivel and the hook. It'll help keep your bait suspended off the bottom. And maybe in the next couple of weeks, maybe we'll be back here and we'll show you how to tie that on. You can use different kinds of weights. You can or different kinds of floats. You can use a pass-through float, use a peg float. You can use a double tie float, or even they've got these things out there that a lot of people like to use for catfishing called demon dragons. It's essentially a rattling float that, I mean, if you ask me, it looks just like a Zara spook for bass fishing. And they work great. So, next time out, guys, make a Carolina rig, go do some catfishing, see how many whiskers you can bring home for supper. I want to let everybody know that I love each and every one of you. God bless all of you. I hope everybody has a great night. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, leave me a comment, let me know how I'm doing. Let me know something you want to see. Tight lines, everybody. See you on the next one.